And welcome inside the Backstage Pass once again. As always, thanks to our first guest today, Timmy Brown, for coming on the show, set the tone for the week. And don't forget Texas Country. We're going to talk some on Wednesday night with Stony LaRue's coming on here. I talked to Stormy Cooper today. Boy, I tell you, these names just keep getting back to back. One of my buddies, Stormy Cooper, is in my mind all day today because I had something else I was working on. But definitely we're going to have a lot of cool fun this week. Stony LaRue's coming by on Wednesday night, talk some Texas Country and a whole lot more. Again, thanks to Timmy Brown here, presented by our good friends over at Toir Guitars. I've been talking about them all day, man. Ed Rice and those custom-made guitars. Get you one, tourguitars.us, and also Bangtail Whiskey, bangtail.com, or download the Easy Liquor app, and you can get your bottle sent directly to your door. Brandon Morrell, Kirsty Krause here. Pleased to welcome back a show favorite. We were cutting loose before the show. Josh Gallagher back here on the show. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, man, we're doing very good this week. And, of course, no shows Thursday and Friday. We're getting ready for a big show coming up this weekend at Whitewater Amphitheater in New Braunfels, Texas. With Randall King and Josh Ward out there.
Nice,
coming up Saturday night. Looking forward to that too, man. Hey, we hadn't talked since Turnaround Town, but I got to get a little bit of what's going on with you with this pandemic and how you guys have kind of stayed busy. I know still playing some shows there. You were mentioning one before we went live. What's been going on? Of course, the new single that's out there right now. We're going to talk a lot about Bright Side. Just kind of give me an update.
Just putting singles out and trying to promote them. No, but no, man. It's been a little bit weird here. You know, we're starting to open back up. I think Nashville just like bars are back open to normal hours and everything's. I think 75% in the bars and buildings and whatever. And no, we've been doing some shows downtown. We kind of got a regular shift at AJ's on Mondays and Thursdays, and just kind of trying to play some music to make some money instead of going to, for me at least, going to work at like a FedEx or something like that instead of getting a big boy job, So, but no, I figured, I was like, screw it. So when Broadway opened back up, I was like, screw it, let's go play music. I'd rather play music and make money, even if it's a 4-hour cover set. I'd rather play music and keep my chops up, and all of that, and keep your chops up and play instead to make money. And we're not doing terrible. We're not doing great. We're just kind of riding that line, and I making enough to where we can pay the mortgage for the house and keep the bills paid and the lights on, and that's it, man. That's it for now. We got a couple shows coming up that were rescheduled from last year that got canceled, and all that stuff's on my website. And Key West coming up here in 2 weeks, Key West Songwriters Fest, which I'll be playing at. And
nice.
Man, just kind of just one foot in front of the other at this point. There's not a whole lot going on as far as like tour schedules or anything like that for the fall yet, but that should start picking up here sometime soon. Just writing a bunch, and I spent all of last year writing my ass off, and just getting in the studio and picking out songs that I want to cut for this year. And we got a whole bunch of stuff coming out, so we got some stuff going on. It's all behind the scenes right now. So
Good stuff.
So the last time I saw you live with the full band was in Pennsylvania at the convention, and you had the featured set, and you guys were so polished. It was such a good live show, and you guys sounded amazing. What was it like rehearsing the band? Like, how many hours did you put into that? Like, getting your set together. Yeah. What does that all look like?
So as of lately, it's been, so with Bright Side, right? This is my new single. So lately it's been, hey, here's the new single, even before it comes out, learn it. We'll figure out how to play it downtown since we're playing downtown tomorrow anyway, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, that's kind of how it's been for us lately. But typically what we'll do is, I'll send my guys the songs or song, whatever the next single or record is, and let them go over it for, however long they think they need. And I'll just set a date and be like, hey, we're going to do rehearsal April 27th at 2:00. We all go over to my drummer's house, Andrew, and because he has his little studio set up, and it's just easier for him because we don't have to load out drums and all that heavy gear. And but we get to go over there and rehearse and just kind of go over our shit and make sure that we're dialing in every single note that we're trying to play. And it's actually really nice when we rehearse that way over his place, because we use our ear rig, and we can record straight into our ear rig. So that way we can record the whole rehearsal, top to bottom, go back and listen. We can even like make little mix notes on there for like my ear mix or what. Oh, I missed that, flubbed this note, or oh, I was a little flat on this part, you know? So it's pretty standard, to be honest with you. It kind of looks more like a like shitty garage middle school band, like rehearsal kind of setup, but the gear. Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah. Well, you can't rehearse without a bunch of Bud Lights and Jack Daniels and whatever else anybody else wants to bring. But no, we get a bunch of beer and just go and hang out. We'll kind of do it, man. I don't really like to rehearse for too long because I don't know. I'd rather just get to the drinking part. So I'm like, but so we'll crack a couple beers and, you know, run down through each song or however many times, especially if it's a new song, you know, or a song we haven't played in a while that's on the set. Like let's use like Pick Any Small Town, for example. Like we haven't played that in a while, so we'll go rehearse. We'll play that song, you know, however many times it takes till we're all looking at each other, kind of just like, yeah, everybody's good, sounded fine to me. Okay, next song. So we don't waste time on the songs that we know and we know really well. We just want to make sure that we play those up to par with the ones that we, you know, are kind of polishing off if we forgot them, you know. But yeah, typically I like to run about a 2 and a half hour rehearsal. I know a lot of people, they'll do like 4 or 5 hour rehearsals with a break and all that stuff. And when we get to the point where, you know, we're working with bigger production and, okay, on this downbeat, I need you to go over to this side of the stage, and this is where I'm going to be on this part of this song. Like, I'm sure we get to that point, you know, we'll rent studio space and rehearsal space so we can have the room to make sure we can do all that. But right now it's just, you know, just kind of throw and go, and we just go and play our music the way we know how to play it. And the guys that I work with and I play with, my buddies, and they're just great. So it's like a lot of times we'll go in there and rehearse, and you know, our guitar player Kyle will be like, "Oh man, I messed that up." I'm like, "It sounded perfectly fine to me," but he's like, everybody's so picky in their artistry and their instrument, so that also really, really helps too. But I mean, it also helped. We've been playing together for like 8 years, shit down here. So
that's super lucky to be able to say that.
There's very, very lucky
that have, you know, guys like that they can not only be that close with, but be playing with and have that rapport for. Yeah,
so we're definitely lucky there. But that was my whole goal. Like whenever I was doing like the Broadway stuff downtown, way before The Voice and all that, like we would, you know, we'd get thrown up there with a different band, and it was kind of like an all-around cover set list that everybody knew and knew how to play. So you kind of sang all those songs the same, kind of like every bar that you played at with a different band across the street or over here. But then I left that circuit that I was playing in and went to another one, and they were like, "Well, you need a band." I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "Well, I'd rather like make up my own band, my own group of guys, and do it that way." And that's kind of how that started. And then the Voice thing happened. And then that's when it really, really kicked in, that everybody was like, okay, well, this is kind of starting to go somewhere. So, like they know that what we have going on takes priority. So they're all super good about that. And I mean, I don't ever want to take a gig out of their hands if they can stay here in town and make money. You know what I mean? But if we got something to do, or even if it's a one-off or a couple days on the road, they're pretty well planned out for that, and know that you know, we got shit to do. So they're pretty good about it.
TCB, baby, TCB when it comes down to it. And,
right, dude.
That's it. Hey, Dad's tuning in. So, hey, Dad, what's going on, my friend out there? And he says, hello, son. And, of course, Dennis, hey, Josh, from good old Central PA. Hope this soon we get back to normal and make it back up here for a show. And that's the best part is you guys are getting those shows again. And, man, I'm ready to take this thing on the road coming up soon, Kirsty. I keep saying it all the time. But it's we're doing it this weekend, and we're doing it in a couple of weeks at a Saliva concert. Thanks to our buddy Bobby for coming on the show last week. So Saliva and definitely some more cool stuff coming up there. Stay tuned to that Facebook page. Hey, Josh, take me back to a great EP you and I talked about last time, a little bit about Turn Around Town, and just the song that led that off, man. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it last time. Long Week, Long Neck was one of the ones that I love that one too. Before you get to the title track, Turnaround Town. The whole thing was fantastic. Did some really good things for you guys. But that song really set the tone for that album, man.
I appreciate it, man. That's kind of one of those songs where you get out of the studio with it. I mean, after you write it, it's like, man, this is a good song. Definitely gonna cut it. And that was one of those songs that kind of like fell out of the room that day when we wrote it. We threw out a bunch of different ideas. Nothing was really sticking, so we were like, screw it. I started playing that little lick thing, and we were like, I don't know what that is, but we're gonna write that. And then eventually it came out to be Long Week Longer. But like, you hear a song like that or write a song like that, and you're like, man, I'm definitely going to cut this. And you go into the studio and cut it. And then you actually hear the band play it live and like actually bring it to life. And you're like, okay, this is going to be song number one, you know? But that's what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to jump out of the gate on that record with a song that was a little bit different as far as like sound wise from my first EP, which is great because I feel like each record that an artist produces or each single that an artist puts out should evolve, you know, especially if you're not sure as a younger artist. I mean, I'm a younger artist too, but like if you're not sure as a baby act what your sound is quite yet, so each record should evolve until you're like, okay, record 3 or 4, this is what we're supposed to sound like. We found it now. So Long Week Long Neck definitely leaned more forward into the kind of funky rock and roll type stuff that I would want to sound like, that I want people to notice and recognize our music for. And it's just a cool song to come out with. That weird little it's a weird guitar riff, and there's a bunch of different weird effects in there. And we actually recorded it on. So obviously we overdubbed some stuff, but that guitar lick, and then there's a fill coming out of the second or the first verse going into this second or first chorus into the second verse. There's a little fill in there. We actually recorded it on a. You remember those cigarette pack amps from back in the day? The cigarette pack, the little tiny speaker in them.
I'm thinking, yeah, what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, we recorded a couple parts on that thing and like kind of made it like telephony effect, and it was super cool. But no, I appreciate it, man. That's one of those songs that. That we absolutely love to play, and we get requested quite a bit. You know, whether we're playing downtown or playing a show wherever, someone's always screaming "Long Week Long Neck." Like, we're gonna do it.
Hang on,
do it now then. Yeah.
And Kathy says it's Mama's favorite.
That is Mom's favorite. Yeah, it is my mom's. She requests it all the time.
Well, if you got that, I know you do, that guitar handy. We need to jazz it up here a little bit on this show, brother. If you want to play a little bit for us, let's.
Yeah, we can do that. I got a bunch over here. I probably got to tune one up, but yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that. You go find that thing, and we're gonna just do some promos here and kind of fill it. When you find that guitar, you come right back, and we'll play some music here, Josh. So go find that guitar. We'll do that.
All right, buddy.
One of my favorites here, because every time we do this, it's a cut up type thing. Kirsty, it's just fun to enjoy it. And, really love. Can't wait to get to one of Josh's shows coming up real soon.
I'm gonna have to go to AJ's like Monday or Thursday. It sounds like a good idea to me. His live show is like nothing else. And then now there's this comedy thing that's involved too. That I think throughout these years you've just gotten like more and more outgoing in front of the camera, and that's been so much fun to watch. And now people get to see you. Like I think
that's probably I think that that's like Kirsty, we've known each other for a while. Like you know me is like I'm just like I don't care. I'm an idiot. I don't think before I talk. I just whip it out there and it goes. Sometimes it's a bad spot to do some stuff like that, but I'm like whatever. This is me. I am who I am. You know what I mean? So, but no, it's normally just me doing dumb shit in front of the camera. Like I don't know. Like I just don't know. Sometimes I tell my wife, I'm like, hey babe, you should start. I actually told her this last week. I said you should start just recording me wherever we just like candid camera
stuff.
Because it's not like I don't freeze up in front of the camera. I'm very comfortable being in front of a camera, and that's probably from the whole voice thing because they're like, oh, there's a camera, we're gonna shove it in your face all the time. And but she's like that's a really good idea because you say a lot of stupid shit that's funny that after you say it you go, man, I should have recorded that. Or like do something, right? But, I don't know. I just decided, I was like, especially with this, I guess TikTok's a new thing, you got that's the new biggest thing. So I'm like, wow, that's another check mark. I got to get check that off the list. I got to get better at that. So, and I don't even know what I'm doing on there half the time. I'm just like, I did a video recently that it didn't get any traction or nobody really even saw it. But my buddy Trey Lewis, he was like, "Hey man, that video that you put on TikTok the other day had me rolling." And I was like, "Which one?" And it was the day after I released Brightside, and I just went on there and I was messing around, and I picked Brightside as the sound on TikTok, and then I was just like, I recorded and I just did like a stupid like lip sync thing to it, and I was like, I actually put in the caption, I said, "Is this what I'm supposed to do on here?" And like, I don't know, I just put you on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Trey's a funny guy. So he came on with us a few months back, and it was man, I tell you, it's another artist like yourself that's rising to the top in this industry, man.
Yes, man. He's another dude that's like, I love that dude to death, man. He's another one of those guys that just like, he just don't care. He's like, here's what I'm gonna do. I think it's funny. You might not, but I don't really give a shit.
That's what it is, man. Yeah. All right, brother. It's all yours, my friend. The latest single, Brightside's out there across all the digital platforms, and man, go get it. I say that about it all the time. People are like, "Brandon, why do you say it?" Well, one, I love to do it, and two, it's a damn good song. Brother, it's all yours.
Appreciate it, man. Do you want me to play Brightside or something else?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right, let's do Brightside.
Start from the top. Here we go.
Yeah, this is Brightside. You guys go get this online. It's my new single. Like a miner, Mountain Deep needs a way out, and a ship lost at sea needs a lighthouse, a beacon that leads it safe through the waves and the danger. Every soul in this cold, lonely world needs a savior. Like the buzz from the burn of the moonshine, she's the warm morning rays of the sunrise. She's the bright side. Like the gray of the rain grows the roses, and the spring brings the feeling to frozen. And out of the dark with a spark that strikes up a wildfire, and up from the ashes at last comes a new life. Like the buzz from the burn of the moonshine, she's the warm morning rays of the sunrise. She's the bright side. She's the bright side. Like the buzz from the burn of the moonshine, she's the warm morning rays of the sunrise. She's the bright side. She's the bright side. She's the bright side.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
That was amazing. And a word from our sponsor, Bangtail Whiskey. Was like, I'm on camera. You guys can download the Easy Liquor app and get 750 milliliters to your house of Bangtail Whiskey. We have had Brandon pretty much has admitted he has it a couple times a week because it is that good. So we are so happy to have them on board as our sponsor. And of course, Toir Guitars. And we have Josh Gallagher in the house singing his latest single. I had to get some of that on the gram because you sound amazing. Nice. I'm here like backstage, getting it. You sound just as good live as on the recording, and I know you've probably heard that so many times from your fans. Again, this song is definitely something really special. Talk to us about the single. Talk to us about where it came from. What was it like putting it all together?
Yeah, so this one was a special one for me. I'm married. I've obviously been married for, this year will be 5 years, and she's probably out there yelling at me like, it's been longer. No, no, we'll be married. Lindsay and I will be married 5 years this October. But so what I like to do in any project that I plan on putting out, I want to make sure that I have at least one song on any new project for her, because she's such a big part of my life, not just because she's my wife, but let's face it, she's the one that's put up with my shit. So me being on the road for weeks at a time and me doing interviews while she's probably out there trying to watch her show and I'm in here squealing and squawking, singing songs. So she has to put up with all my stuff. And but she's great. She loves it. And I couldn't do all the things that I do without her. So big shout out to you, babe. But no, so this song's I wrote this song for her, more about her than for it. So the preface of the song is especially for, girls get it too, married women get it too. Their girls are always like, they might be, I don't know. Guys definitely do it a little bit more though. Oh, where's your better half? that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of really what this song's about. It's the fact that, sometimes guys can have a little bit darker side to them that they might not want to let out, or like the only person that ever gets to see that side is their wife or their other half. And typically 90% of the time, I feel like she's, I'm not saying I'm a negative person, but she can always see she can always see the light at the end of the tunnel where I'm like, nope, we're screwed, done, like that kind, what I mean? Where I kind of throw up my hands up in the air and I get frustrated, and she kind of, she'll step in and she can see that light at the end of that tunnel. So that's really what this song is about. She is my bright side. She's obviously my better half. And I kind of got drawn to this song and the song idea because kind of like Long Week Long Neck, this one fell out of the room also. I wrote it with Mark Addison Chandler, Dan Alley, and John Caldwell. And I was actually late about 10 minutes when I came through the door the morning that we wrote this song, which isn't, anybody that knows me isn't anything surprising. I probably get that from my mom running late, but I walked in and the guys were kind of working some stuff up, and Dan Alley was actually he was playing this lick in the beginning when I walked through the door, and as soon as I walked through the door, he was playing it or just messing around with something, and I was like, wait a second, what is that? What did you? He was like, oh no, it's just messing around. And I was like, play it again. So he started playing it, and it was that guitar part at the beginning of the song. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, that's cool. I was like, did you write that or what? He's like, no, I was just messing around. I was like, cool, that's what we're writing. And because a lot of times for me, I like to have like a cool guitar riff or like at least like a groove or a kick snare or some sort of beat to kind of fill that room with energy. And that's what started it off for me. So we were kind of kicking around some ideas that could go over top of something like that or that kind of song. It's kind of like the guitar part it's mysterious and weird and ominous and kind of dark. And I love that because I think what I loved about that off the bat was I'm a huge Eric Church fan. And a lot of Eric's older stuff, he would do that. He would write really, really pretty melodies over top of like a kind of sinister guitar or bat-like track. And I really love that. So that's like ear candy for me. So if I hear something like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go that way. So that's kind of what happened. And I was like, I can't remember exactly who said it, but I said, I was like, man, I just love how dark that is. And then somebody in the room said, well, what if the song was called like Bright or Bright Hat or Bright Side or something? And so we all kind of locked on that. And then we kind of figured out that, like, okay, so what is Bright Side? What exactly is Bright Side? And I was like, well, Bright Side for me is, you know, I explained it to him just like I said to you guys, like, you know, how your wife or your husband or whatever, your better half, you know, that kind of thing. And everybody loved that idea. So we just kind of locked in and jumped on that. Once we got our heads wrapped around what we were doing, that song wrote itself. We wrote it in like an hour and a half, maybe an hour 15. And we kind of looked at each other and we were like, well, that's done. we ended up starting to write another song that day too. We still had a bunch of time, but that's kind of how it came together though. I really wanted to make sure in this type of song or this song specifically, that we didn't write it like, I'm not saying, I don't want to say it in a way that, like, you know, I don't know, how do I say it? I don't want to write it like how I feel like somebody, like how everybody else wrote it. I really like the idea and the fact that we used analogies through the whole entire song for, you know, there's a bright side, there's bright at the end of the tunnel. So like, what happens when it rains? It's really dark and it's gross and no one wants to go outside. What happens from that? Flowers, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like you take a shot of moonshine and you're like, God, that's terrible. But then the little bit of the buzz and the sparkle you get in the back, you're like, that's plus side, the good side, right? So we kind of wanted to, I was glad that we made sure that we used a lot of analogies for what bright side is. And then we don't say anything about a girl at all until we get to the chorus. And it's 4-line verse, 4-line chorus, and big weird doors kind of effect in the bridge, and I love it, man. It's awesome. It's my favorite. Not just because it's new, but it's probably my favorite single that I've put out so far, just because it's so different. I don't think, from all the stuff that everybody's heard me put out so far, I don't think that anybody was expecting something like that, you know, which I really love, because that kind of helps me kind of gauge what the fans like, what they're kind of digging. And this song is really helping me drive into that, you know, heavier rock and roll, Southern rock, country guitar stuff that I really want to do. And these next few singles that we're about to put out after Bright Side, it's really showcases a lot of that, you know, Southern rock, slide guitar kind of stuff. So
it's good stuff, man. That's why it's highly requested out there. And every time I get my email, I'm like, absolutely, he's coming back here on the podcast. No doubt, man.
Yeah.
Get those emails, because Anna will keep you busy. Like, I mean,
she sure will, man. She's great.
I love her to death. She's something else. Hey, let's play another one here. And before we tell the story of it, this one came out during the pandemic last year. One of my favorites, Get Lost. And play that one for us. Let's do that one.
All right. Now you put me on the spot. I haven't played this one in a while.
Okay. Hands up. Guilty as charged. Hey,
That's right. That's right. All right. Yeah, Get Lost. Let's see if I screw up any words. I've been thinking we could use a little downtime, unplug from the uptight daily grind. I don't care where we slip off to, long as it's me and nobody but you. No clothes, no worries, nowhere to be. Take a breath, take a break, take it off the beat and pass, slow down the fast. I got a plan for that. Let's get lost out in the boondocks, twist off a couple blue tops, me and you in a Bluetooth boombox is all I ever need to get caught up in your green eyes. Silhouettes getting busy in the tree line. Let's lock, don't stop till the moon drops. Get off the map, not split town and get lost. Two lovers under cover of the lonely pines, tucked back in the Carolina countryside, tangled up out in the sticks, putting on a show full of squirrels and the ticks. Let's get lost out in the boondocks, twist off a couple blue tops, me and you in a Bluetooth boombox is all I ever need to get caught up in your green eyes, silhouettes getting busy in the tree line, lips locked, don't stop till the moon drops, get off the map, dot split town and get lost, slip off our Levi's and leave them on a low, get lost, get it on a midnight bed of moss, let's get lost out in the boondocks, twist off a couple blue tops, me and you in a Bluetooth boombox is all I ever need to get caught up in your green eyes, silhouettes getting busy in the tree line, lips locked, don't stop till the moon drops, get off the map, dot split town and get lost. Yeah, we get lost, yeah.
If you're looking for one of the most beautiful and playable custom acoustics on the planet, look no further than Ed Rice at Toir Guitars. Ed is a true artist, transforming exotic woods into magnificent, sweet-sounding instruments. Go to toirguitars.us, that's TOIRGUITARS.us, and contact Ed today.
This all the time. You'll be glad you did, because the sweet tone comes from the wood, and they provide those pictures from start to finish, and it becomes your baby, man. You hang it on the wall, and you get a few more like Josh has done back there. The singing is sold separately, but you can try to sing if you want to out there with Ed. Check him out at toirguitars.us and Josh at jgmusic.net. Go get Brightside across all the digital platforms. Dude, anything you sing, and I've said this before, the phone book A to Z. It's just that grit, the growl in your voice. Gotta love it, man. I just can't wait to get to a live show. Hey, how did that one come together? Because just a great story you tell in that one, bro. That's just beautiful stuff.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. So that one, it's kind of weird. I feel like we're on a little bit of a theme today about songs about my wife or for my wife. So that one kind of that I don't remember.
I had a visitor, Josh, so I had to do.
Hey, it's nice.
She wanted to see what you were up to.
She wanted to see what I was up to. That's all.
Yeah. Horrible. That's great.
Good stuff.
But no, man. So that one. So Get Lost was kind of weird. That one kind of fell out of nowhere too. Really, I wrote that with. Who did I write that with? I don't even remember now. Chris Perfetto and Mark Addison Chandler. I wrote that song with, and that one kind of fell out of the room too. We were racking our brains that day for probably about an hour. And one of my favorite things to do when I go into a writing room is I like to go in and rack everybody's brains about, what ideas they've had and if they've had any guitar player or whatever their instrument is, if they brought it with them, if they have anything recorded or things, something that they've played and they're like, oh, I'd like to write this. I'm a big groove guy, but but that day we were like racking our brains on just throwing stuff against the wall, and then this Get Lost idea kind of came out of nowhere. And Mark actually said the idea. He was like, "What if?" He's like, "I got a title called Get Lost," and I was like, "I like that title," but I was like, "What?" I was like, "How can we make it like super cool?" And then we all kind of just came together, and three brains are better than one, and we figured out a way to do it to where it's like instead of get lost, like get out of here, like just go, literally. Get lost, like get away from everything, put the phones down, put all the tech, everything away, just get out, get away from everybody. And I really think I think we did a good job in kind of getting that message across. And I like the fact that we used really this is gonna be weird, but like rednecky kind of like words and lyrics in it, getting out in the woods, the moss on the side of the tree, Levi's and leave them on a log, all that stuff. And no, man, the song's that's just pretty much the preface of the song. It's just easy. It's simple. It's the melody's really, really catchy. I like the fact that we used all these different internal rhymes in just about every line in the chorus. And no, I mean, it's just a good song. So that one kind of came out of nowhere also. But I was like, screw it, man. If we're gonna do it, let's do it the way that Josh Gallagher will do it, and really rock it up and make sure it's kind of two lead guitar, nice guitars in the intro and outro and turns and yeah, man, it's just a cool little tune. People love that one a lot too. We actually get that song. We get Lost all the time requested. We get now Brightside requested a lot too. And Long Week Long Neck we get requested a lot too. Like AJ's downtown because they do their live feed, and you can we'll be actually down there later tonight, playing at 10. So if you guys want to tune in on my Facebook page or AJ's Facebook page, you can come request some songs and hang out. But those are like the 3 biggest ones we get requested.
Nice, love it, good stuff. Well, Kirsty, I'm gonna let you start a little rapid fire, and could go on all day with this guy because we've become good friends. You guys have too for a long time. He knows I love the stuff out there. Every time he puts something out new, it's just back playlist. Bring it over there. Playlist, bring it over there. So, again, I tell people all the time, go get the music and do a lot of great album reviews out there. There are a number of different publicists, and it's great to give reviews on. I think I did one for Turnaround Town, and we got more coming up here on the show too as well. So it's a great single, and I'm going to provide some words for it with Anna coming up tomorrow. Send her something tonight too.
Yeah, man, cool. I appreciate it.
Backstage Pass. What you got, Kirsty? Rapid fire. Always a fun time.
Yes. So the first silly question is, Josh, if you were ordering a pizza and you didn't have to share with anybody else, what would your toppings be?
Nothing. I'm an easy guy. Nothing. And here's why. I don't know why.
I hate the people who say cheese.
Well, then I hate you too. No, no, I'm simple. Like, so I'm a super easy guy. I like thin crust. I like thin crust, crunchy. That little tiny crust around the edge is nice and crispy and crunchy, and then sauce and cheese, thin crust, solid, man. Good to go. I'll eat a whole pizza. Good to go.
Right.
I'll eat the whole damn pizza. And Lindsay likes thin crust too, but she's more of the I always get it wrong. Which is Chicago thin or is New York thin?
New York's got more of the thin
Chicago is the thick.
Like,
yeah, right. The deep dish, right? Yeah. She likes more of the deep dish stuff. So like we'll get both. And we don't have to get like, it's not like we have to get like a his and hers pizza, like, because we're like, it's not picky and neither am I. I just like, I'll eat both of them. I'm just like, she knows that I'll eat the whole thin crust myself. So
yeah. Comes to my house, brother. We have to have about 3 or 4 of them for me and you in one room. We'd be sharing some thin crust like it ain't no tomorrow, brother.
We would be in a food coma like that.
I don't know if I'd make it through a show. I have no idea. Hey, what I found myself into, I don't know why, it was just kind of weird. It came back this weekend, but watching the old Godfather movies. But what shows have you been into lately?
That's a good question. She hogs the TV, so I don't really get to watch her a lot. But no, man, I haven't been. I'm kind of a creature of habit when it comes to shows. Like I will rewatch every episode of Dirty Jobs 1,000 times before I start something new. Like I'm just weird. I don't know. She likes to start new stuff and which is cool. There's a couple shows that we watch together, like that we both really like. But I'm big into she actually got me into it, but I'm big into SEAL Team. I love that show.
Okay. SEAL
Team's great. Chicago PD is also really, really good. We watch that one. And Blue Bloods is another good one that we watch. I don't know, man. I've been watching a lot of sports lately. Well, I do anyway, but I've been watching a ton of baseball lately, and I think it's really just because I know we didn't get to go to a baseball game last year, and I played baseball my whole life and played baseball up into college, and so I'm a baseball guy at heart. So the fact that we still can't go to baseball games yet, it's like I'll sit there and like on ESPN and like multicast like 4 or 6 different games and just drool over every one of them. You know what I mean? Like the Nashville Sounds here, they play. I think they start in May, and they're going to start letting some people in, which is great. I got to figure out if it's like ticket holders or if you can just go buy tickets. Because if that's the case, I'm going to buy some damn tickets and we're going to a baseball game. But no, man, I've been watching a lot of baseball. I think I'm slowly starting to turn into my dad because I find myself watching more golf than I used to whenever I was younger. Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of time to kind of sit down and start new shows or anything like that. Even though we had a lot of downtime, obviously everybody in the music industry had a year of downtime. So
yeah.
But I'm still just busting my ass and like writing every day and either writing or in the studio or now playing downtown or, we just got back from North Carolina, so we played a show there. And so like, there's always stuff going on, or, now that it's spring, I got to cut the grass every like 3 days. So there's always something to do, but
something to do. Yeah.
I'm easy, man. Yeah. Dirty jobs. Happy guy.
It's a good show.
Ever since I saw you came on today, I wanted to ask this question in rapid fire. How many camo shirts do you have?
The question is, how many camo shirts don't I have?
I'll take that.
It's a lifestyle, No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. Be honest with you, at this point, I don't really know because I have
too many to count.
Yeah, way too many. Because so right beside me, I got my big hunting box with all my cold gear in it from last year that I haven't moved out of there yet. And then in that closet to my left, with all my guitar cases, I have 2 or 3 other bins of hunting clothes and shirts. And then just the regular stuff that I wear on a regular basis, there's like probably a drawer full of just camo shirts and then a closet hanging.
Nice.
Like it's yeah.
There's your TikTok right there.
I know, right? Yeah. But yeah, so I got a bunch of camo. Like my 2 favorite colors are camo and black. I don't know. I'm easy.
Yeah. That's it. Give me a ball cap and a couple of colors, and yeah, we're good with that too. And I will say this, man. Cannot wait to get up there, hopefully in February, because me and this guy, we've talked about it a few times. We're going fishing in a lake there or somewhere around there. We got to go fishing, me and him. And Kirsty, you're invited if you want to come out there.
Hey,
love to fish. And
yeah,
let's do some.
You can go do a little sun tanning.
We do that too, yeah. And definitely we'll order some Grubhub or pizza.
Drink some beers on the boat.
Beers on the boat. And just have a good time. Because I remember it's one of the things we got to do up there, and that's one of the things, either CRS or whatever we end up doing during next year's. There'll be a couple of trips to Nashville. I feel it in my bones here, just like I feel in the bones that Brightside's going to go big, superstar in country music. He's busting his ass up there across all the platforms. And check him out tonight at 10 on his Facebook page. Be downtown there and singing those songs, man, with the grit and the growl. Josh, man, appreciate the time, brother. Always favorite here on the show. And anytime we get to catch up, bro, it's always fun having you on.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Good to see you guys. Kirsten, I haven't seen you in forever. Are you back here in town now, or are you still down in Florida?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to Key West, though, so I'm going to hang out.
Are you nice?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Maybe we'll have to grab some beers while we're down there.
Sounds good.
Josh, we appreciate you, brother, and definitely we're going fishing next time I'm in Nashville, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Sounds good, buddy.
Check him out. Get Brightside across all the digital platforms, and thanks to Toir Guitars and also Bangtail Whiskey. We're back this week. Jordan Rowe coming up this week. He's about to go on tour with some select dates with Cody Johnson. And, of course, Stoney LaRue, Texas Country, coming on Wednesday evening. Be sure to tune in for that. Always a good time. We get Stoney together, too. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow on the show. Stay tuned for more.